one of the things that I saw that just blew me away was there's a man on all fours like a dog. He was burned from the crown of his head to the soles of his feet, and his eyes were bulging out.
It's just a message saying this app has been such a game changer to me. I've never been so consistent with my Quran reading before I knew about Quranly. You can get Quranly absolutely free, no credit cards, for 7-day free trial. What are you waiting for? You can find the link for iOS and Android in the link description below. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters and dear friends. I'm here with the honorable gentleman, Hijab. How you doing, bro?
Alhamdulillah.
Good, alhamdulillah. How's life?
It's good. It's good,
Alhamdulillah. May Allah always keep it good, inshallah. So, okay, so this video, is there something funny?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. That's right. Yeah?
He is.
Yeah? I would say, Shaitan is on my left, so is Zishan. Okay, so one of these, I wouldn't call it shubahat, but usually Christians come with this stuff. Basically, I died, and then my soul went, and I saw Jesus, or stuff like that. Okay. This man, he didn't see Jesus, but he's claiming that he saw hellfire. So let's see what he had to say. Okay, this is the priest. Yeah? In 2016, he had a heart attack. He died, and this is what he saw. Yeah?
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Is it true that you saw hell?
Oh yes, absolutely. I saw the real hell. I was there, and I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. I don't care what a person has done to me. I would never wish that on them. But for me, the way it went is that I thought that I was having a heart attack, and my spirit left my physical body, and I thought that I was going upward, but because I thought I had done so much good in this lifetime and helped so many people and made so many decisions that were godly decisions, but as opposed to me going up, I went down, and I went literally into the center of the earth, and that's where hell is. Jesus even said that in the scriptures. He says, just as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a whale, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the earth, which is where hell is. The things that I saw were literally undescribable, and it makes me emotional every time I talk about it. But it was one of the things that I saw that just blew me away was there's a man on all fours like a dog. He was burned from the crown of his head to the soles of his feet, and his eyes were bulging out. And what was worse than that is that he had a chain around his neck. So he was like a dog in hell. And what was even worse than that is that who was holding the chain? It was a demon holding the chain. And I knew, because they're not said, they're known. It's like a telepathic communication. I knew that this demon was sent in this man's life to ride him from his childhood until the time that he died, because the demon knew that if I could stay in his life long enough on the earth, if I can keep getting him to not serve God and to make bad decisions on the earth, then I'll have power over him in hell, and he'll be a slave to me. So it's like twice a slave. It's like you're a slave on the earth to the things of the devil, and then in hell you're really like a tormented dog slave. And then there was another part that I experienced that just blew me away. It still baffles me to this day. There was a section in hell where music was playing, and it was the same music that we hear on the earth, but as opposed to entertainers singing it, the music demons were singing it. And it was some of the same lyrics that we hear here. And then again, things, like I said, things are not telepathically, things are telepathically known there. I knew that on earth, a lot of the lyrics and the music and the songs are inspired by demons. So sometimes when people smoke to get high and to get lyrics and to get verses and rappers and all those things. So in a lot of music, people actually smoke to get high, to get verses and to get bars and to be hot and to be fresh and to get that swag. But when they open themselves up to...
Get the gist.
Okay, yeah.
There's a few things that you mentioned I found quite interesting. He talked about dog. There's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ about Ibrahim alayhi salam, where he will see his father, if I'm not mistaken, in a form of like a dog.
Okay, I'm going to have to check the authenticity of that.
I've heard of it. I'm very sure, but we'll check the authenticity and we'll cut it off if it's not there. Number one. Number two, it talks about he was in a shackle. And Allah says in the Quran, and Allah is the one who will, the way he shackles, no one will shackle.
Yeah, there's a lot of verses in the Quran about shackles. And
but you know what I found really profound, bro? Yeah, he's a priest. He claims to have died, yeah? There's something that is narrated that Umar ibn Khattab, he once was seeing, he saw a priest coming towards him, yeah? And he started crying. And he said, well, Amir al-Mu'minin, why are you crying? And he gave the ayah in Surah Ghashiyah where it says, آمِلَةٌ نَاسِبَةٌ تَصْلَى نَارًا هَامِيَةً. He said they will be coming, laboring, exhausted, and they will enter the fire. And he said, the reason I'm crying is because I'm looking at this priest, and he doesn't get married. He worships God or Jesus, wherever he calls, all his life in that temple, working, exhausted, laboring hard, and he will enter the fire. Yani, all that effort and everything that he done was nullified because of his shirk. So what do you make out of seeing this priest saying that he went to the hellfire? He heard something along the lines of Rihanna or the likes being played.
I mean, it's something you can't really falsify. It's someone's experience. If someone said they had a dream that they went to hell, for example, or that they were in a coma and then they went to hellfire, you can't really say anything about that. There's nothing in there that is so aberrational from our perspective that we would say it's a lie or anything like that anyway.
Okay.
So I feel like, at the end of the day, he said something in the beginning where he said that, I didn't know why I was doing this and why I deserved it myself because I was doing good all my whole life. This is the problem of shirk, as you mentioned, right? So tawheed is the idea that there's only one God worthy of worship. And shirk is displacing that worship that should be given to God to other than God. Something else, someone else, Jesus, whoever it may be, a human being. And we believe that those who would do that will go, knowing the message of Islam, knowing the message of tawheed, being given the alternative to worship only one God, will go to the hellfire. And so I don't think this is an apologia for Christianity in any way. In fact, there's a degree of authenticity that is in this clip, because why would someone, it doesn't seem like it has any apologetic value. Like, it doesn't have any polemical value in the sense that he's giving his own, basically a dream that he had or something like that. For us as Muslims, we believe the following. We believe that when someone dies, that they will see their place either in heaven or in hell, in the al-hayatul barzakhiyya.
Yes.
So that we believe in certain stages. Because this is a question, age-old question, what happens when you die?
Yeah.
What happens when you die is that your soul is taken to another place called hayatul barzakh, or the life of the barzakh. And in that, you'll see your place in heaven or hell. And for those people who are going to hellfire, they will be told they would not want the day of judgment to commence, which is the next stage of this human endeavor.
If they were disbeliever.
Yeah, for example.
They will want it, but I believe...
So this may very well be a warning to this priest and to people who follow him, because at the end of the day, if he saw the hellfire, this is maybe a precursor to what's going to happen to you when you die. Maybe. I can't say for sure. What we need to do, therefore, is do some proper soul searching. See, what is the true religion? Christianity has a lot of truth in it. We don't deny that as Muslims. We say that we believe in Christ, we believe in Messiah, we believe in the Virgin Mary. But there's something you guys are doing fundamentally wrong, which is that you're worshipping a man. Which we believe this is exactly the ticket to the hellfire.
Exactly. And I think that's the reason why you saw yourself like, I did so many good deeds, but in the sight of God, it's like Mother Teresa, she can do all good deeds what she likes, as much as whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But if you are, it's like the example I give is if I'm good to the whole world and charitable, and Ali's a charitable guy, where I go home and I beat my mum up, am I a good person? No, you say I'm a bad person. So it doesn't matter what good deeds you do. If you're violating the rights of the one who created you, and giving the credit belongs to him to another being, whoever it may be, then of course you're going to deserve hellfire. That's number one. Number two, which we haven't touched upon, is the shubahat that some people come and say, how is it that these Christians go and they have this experience? The question is this: in Islam, we do not believe they died, because we believe you die once. So this concept of them saying, oh, I went to the hellfire and I died and I saw Jesus, you didn't die.
Yeah, I understand.
We need to make that clear.
Of course, but we have, as you know, there's the greater death and the lesser death.
Yes.
So, for example, when we wake up in the morning, we are told to say a dua, which basically that blessed is the one that put us back to life after we have died. So sleeping, because it's a loss of consciousness, if you think about it, right? There is more in common with sleeping and dying than there is being awake and sleeping, for example. And so, because there's a lack of or loss of consciousness in both cases, and there's a reality which is outside the physical in both cases. So we don't deny. And by the way, this idea, like, for example, that Christians, Jews, or any other polytheists can have dreams which can have value, is something which the Sharia comes and affirms. Like, for example, in the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, the king in that story had a dream which Yusuf alayhi salam then interpreted. So the scholars of Islam say, those who have dreams from the non-Islamic, or they're not Muslims, those dreams can still carry some weight and some value. So we do believe in something called dream interpretation. I mean, it's not something which is far away from the Islamic paradigm. Obviously, we believe one of the prophets did it. Who does that properly and who not, it's definitely something part of the religion of Islam, and the Prophet ﷺ mentioned it.
Yeah.
So we're not denying the man's experience. Like you said, we're just reclassifying it. It's not the death in the final sense as what happened.
Exactly, because we need to make that clear, because a lot of shubahat is basically these people have died and seen. We say in Islam, we believe that yes, sleeping is a form of like close to death, but it was not the ultimate death that Allah tells us that every soul should take.
I mean, he wouldn't be alive there.
Exactly. But some people have a misconception as if dying and the body coming back. We believe no. Once Allah decreed that you died, you died. You will never come back to say I died. Does that make sense?
Of course.
That's the shubahat. So that was it. And in a nutshell, like you said, it's made it very clear. And hopefully it's a reminder, because the Prophet ﷺ also, Abdullah bin Umar, he actually had a dream once that he was held by the angels and brought closer to the hellfire. And the Prophet ﷺ said, if only Umar does so many good deeds, if only he prayed a little bit more at night. So the thing is that it's...
So I think it was Ibn Umar.
Abdullah bin Umar.
You say that.
That's Abdullah bin Umar. So that's what it was. So different dreams can have different interpretations, and that's it. And hopefully you guys have benefited from this, inshallah, and that it's answered that little shubahat there. And also for this priest, if it's watching this, it was in 2016. It's been a good 7 years. I think that's when I announced the marriage documentary anyways. But it's been about 7 years. But hopefully you can wake up and realize, you know what, actually, this is maybe a wake-up call for you, and you worship the one true God. Hijab, thank you very much for your contribution. Contribute and contributions. Brothers and sisters, don't forget to subscribe to his channel.
They've already done that.
Channel.
They've already done
do
it
again, please. They need to do it again.
Yeah, that's right. Make some fake accounts and do it.
Till next time, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.